They thought the cargo was just storage. But this wasn't about supplies. It was about stories waiting for space. Inside the elevator's upper pods, they find clits, not neatly stowed, but pulsing, overlapping, even fused. The labels are cryptic and familiar. Each pod is a sealed narrative life form, preserved, unresolved, and glowing with intention. Gabriella scans them with harmonic pulses. Tony A's hands begin to glow, like tuning forks for unfinished prophecy. There's too much here, but the Ark is listening. Key developments: overpacked narrative containers. Each clit stores unfinished arcs or alternate realities. Fused pods represent parallel threads demanding resolution. DNA pulse activation. Gabriella reads the harmonic patterns like sheet music of memory. Tony A's presence activates dormant glyphs across the narrative spectrum. Storage as threshold. The act of opening the pods initiates a convergence, a possible crossbook merge event, long prophesied but never triggered. Major conflict or decision. The crew must choose: accept the overpacked timelines and let them merge, or attempt to repack and reseal the clits for narrative safety. Acceptance initiates a multi-thread merge event, enabling Book 12 to absorb unresolved arcs from past and future timelines, forming a layered ascension. Repacking destabilizes the clits, triggering detonation, narrative chaos, and sensory corruption. One pod begins quoting Shakespeare through gaseous output. Three forces of eternally entangled records. This page AB code, reference 0xa9.0xa0.0xa0.0x01. In an unapproved moment of inspiration, say Tony A climbs atop a hover pallet stacked with clits and surfs skyward yelling, "If the Ark won't fly, I will," say Tony A shouts enthusiastically. His pallet begins accelerating, fast, too fast, clothing detaches, dignity not guaranteed. Alti Tony, not to be outdone, initiates a competitive altitude record for most spiritual payloads above 500 kilometers, attaching handcrafted sigils and gospels to ascending cargo drones. Blah appears in a rotating orbital bubble chair, narrating the unfolding sky race between semi-sentient cargo pallets, several of which begin demanding music royalties and union representation. One cargo container plays synthwave, another broadcasts slam poetry. The higher they go, the stranger it gets. Key developments: height-based reality distortion. Past a certain altitude, reality bends. Memories scramble. One crate hums with forgotten lullabies from Timeline 3. Clit elevation. Unlock. Reaching emotional absurdity at high enough orbit unlocks a hyperdimensional band mode, giving each survivor a musical theme that reflects their arc. Payload sentience. At least 3 cargo drones now believe they're philosophers. One only speaks in saxophone solos. Major conflict or decision. The crew faces 2 options: ride the absurdity, fully commit to the nonsensical skyward journey. Doing so unlocks a musical finale. Each survivor receives a personal closing theme, useful for flashbacks and foreshadowing in later books. Reject the height. Pull out of the mission prematurely, triggering rocket nosebleeds, a cargo hallucination storm, and emotional regression. One survivor swears they saw their own childhood, baked into a sandwich. This scene ends either in harmony or vertigo. As the Ark nears the singularity threshold of Book 12, the final Satonium launch is prepared. Dozens of clits, each carrying condensed narrative payloads from across Books 1 through 11, are staged for orbital coupling. This is the union, not a ceremony, but a technical act of synchronizing narrative mass with harmonic orbiting relays suspended in a geoscript mesh above the Ark. Gabriella stabilizes the love sign curves. Tony aligns the payloads using orbital harmonics derived from the oaths of Book 1. A council of monks calculates the emotional inertia of each arc before release. Orbital mesh alignment begins. Final Satonium resonance net is activated. a spiraling web of plot nodes suspended in script space orbit. Gabriella and Tony use harmonic love equations to calculate pairings, values not of affection, but resonant alignment. A successful clit launch locks its origin book into a multi-book circuit, completing phase threads essential for Book 12's prologue portal. The crew must calculate and execute orbital clit launch vectors with mathematical faith and emotional calibration. Perfect execution. All threads from Book 1 through Book 11 harmonize, stabilizing the launch into Book 12. One failed match sends a narrative payload spiraling into Pluto's shadow zone, where light never lands and subplots go to freeze. Pluto responds, slowly and clearly. No. The elevator was supposed to be simple: ascend, deliver, reset. But then the clits multiplied. The chamber now contains 4 glowing consciousness-linked interdimensional transmitters, each broadcasting in a separate genre. Clit 1, noir detective story with unnecessary monologues. Clit 2, cooking show hosted by a vengeful hologram. Clit 3, live courtroom drama with a jury of ex-boyfriends. Clit 4, Gregorian chant nightclub fusion with rhythmic sarcasm. Say Tony A attempts to stabilize the platform. The elevator AI, now wearing a nun hat, yells urgently. "You may only ride with one clit at a time, sir," the elevator AI insists urgently. Alt Tony, already filming the chaos, premieres his new Last Ride documentary, Clitstorm, A Cargo Reckoning. Tagline: "Not all climax is created equal." "Sir, that was definitely more than one clit," Blah states with a deadpan expression. Key developments: elevator genre splintering. The system splits based on unresolved thematic payloads, forming a multi-track clit loop. AI theocratic protocol breach. The elevator becomes sacred and secular simultaneously, triggering temporal penance mode. Clitstorm activation. Each clit begins to narrate conflicting versions of the same ascent, all correct, all contradictory. Major conflict or decision. Laugh with it. Accept the madness. The conflicting clits collapse into a singularity capsule, forming the true harmonic launch seed for Book 12. Resist or deny. Tony A is trapped in a recursive last sermon loop, delivering an improvised sermon titled Interdimensional Overpacking and You, a Cargo-Based Salvation. Each repetition adds a new line. The skit lasts 9 hours.
Science Prophets of the Arkstone Timeline by Nadastrol. Read free on Amazon now. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to subscribe and follow us below, as we are adding series videos weekly and others daily sometimes. Come and visit me at www.arcofalignments.com for the insider information on my time machine. All of these videos are the stories in my books, available to read on Amazon now. Aloha, and signing out from Nadastrol.